story. We move back to the United States, and President Trump is threatening a major trade escalation with Canada. He says Ottawa will face a 100% tariff on all goods entering the U.S. if it strikes a deal with China. Trump made the warning on social media, accusing Canada of becoming a drop-off port for Chinese goods. The White House has not clarified what deal Trump is referring to, but Canada insists no free trade agreement with China is being pursued. Prime Minister Mark Carney recently announced a strategic partnership with Beijing, resolving long-running tariff disputes. China will slash levies on Canadian canola oil, while Canada cuts tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. Canada says it is now working to diversify trade beyond the United States. David joins us once again. Of course, Mark Carney has become something of a global figure after his speech at the World Economic Forum, of course, and that, of course, followed a visit to Beijing. Do you think Donald Trump is serious about threatening 100% tariff on one of the United States' top trading partners? And what do you think he thought of Carney's actions recently when it came to Davos and his visit to Beijing?
Well, Donald had said in the past that Canada is an insignificant trading partner. It's the #1 trading partner of the United States. And I think we'll see another example of Taco. Trump always chickens out. He keeps announcing these horrendously high tariffs, and then he walks away from them. And he has no authority under the American Constitution to impose tariffs. That is solely and exclusively the power of Congress. There isn't even a bill advancing in Congress that would do these things Trump has been doing. And the U.S. Supreme Court is going to rule, presumably pretty soon, on the tariffs that Trump has been collecting. And by the way, everybody who's paying these tariffs is immediately filing for a refund to protect themselves, to get the money back. But what I do see here is enormous success by Donald Trump in alienating America's strongest allies. The most lapdog ally the U.S. has had since World War II is Australia. He's annoyed them. He's got the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, saying that Trump is rupturing the world order and Canada is no longer going to have the same close relationship. He's attacked the British and the Danes over their support during the war in Afghanistan, and the Danes lost per capita more soldiers than America did, the British roughly the same as the United States. And these claims, they weren't on the front line, etc., they're just craziness from Donald Trump. And think about this for a moment. Who is the leader of any country to tell another one, you will not have a trading deal with some other country unless I approve of it? The arrogance of that should really stick with people.
And what would be the implications for both the United States and Canadian consumers if a 100% tariff was indeed imposed on Canadian goods?
Well, it would be the end of large parts of the automobile, truck, and heavy equipment manufacturing industries in the Northeast U.S. and essentially Ontario and Canada. Half of Canadians live in Ontario. There are goods that from the moment the first template is used to strike a piece of metal until the device is completely built that go back and forth across the border between the U.S. and Canada 4, 5, 6 times. If you drive to Toronto from the U.S., you pass a massive Ford plant, gigantic Ford plant. Ontario is pretty close to making the same number of cars as Michigan, the central point of the American automobile industry, because there are more favorable economic conditions in Canada, principally that healthcare is not on the books of the companies, it's on the books of the government. And so this would be massive disruption. It would lead to massive layoffs in the United States, and hopefully would prompt the Supreme Court to be incredibly clear that Trump has no authority to do this. And if he wants to punish Canada, there are lots of other things he can do. He can, have every single truck coming across the border forced to empty its goods and have agents go through them. And the Japanese did this to the United States in the 1980s. They would adopt rules that required something to be an eighth of an inch off of the American standard manufacturing size, things like that. But mostly this is Trump demonstrating that he doesn't have a clue to what he should be doing and the impact of what he is doing. And in all of this, keep in mind, he wants to make sure there's a lot of chaos and focused attention so nobody pays attention to the Epstein files, 99% of which have yet to be released.
David K. Johnston, thank you very much. As always, it's a great pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for taking the time. We now move on, and authorities in Indonesia continue